Hello, welcome to Lesson 10B. Couchsurf around the world. Hoje nós vamos aprender então esse conceito para Couchsurf. Do you know what that is? So let's get ready. In this lesson, you are going to practice the future with be going to talk about plans and also some future time expressions. In vocabulary, we are going to learn some words and expressions about vacations. And in pronunciation, we are going to practice some sentence stress. Let's start here. Listening. Read the dictionary definition for couch and look at the Couchsurfing website. What do you think Couchsurfing is? So let's start here with couch. Couch is a noun, a long, comfortable seat for two or more people to sit on. It's just like a sofa. 2. The bed in a doctor's room for a patient to lie on. Ok, então, o couch pode ser tanto sofá, né? Nós temos duas palavras para falar sofá, couch ou sofa. E também pode ser aquela cama, né? Quando você vai você é paciente, que você precisa deitar numa sala, né? de um médico, por exemplo, ok? Couch. Alright, and here we have the website of Couchsurfing. As you can see here, we have here Couchsurfing is a worldwide network for making connections in local communities they visit. Okay, so this is the concept of Couchsurfing, but maybe it's not so clear yet. Let's listen to part of a radio travel program. Let's see if you were right. Let's see. Pay attention to how Couchsurfing works, okay?
5.8. On today's travel program, Alan Marks is going to tell us about couchsurfing, a new way of traveling. Alan, what exactly is couchsurfing?
Well, couchsurfing is an exciting and cheap way of traveling and seeing new places. It's a very simple idea. When you visit another city, you stay in somebody's apartment or house. That person, the host, gives you a room and a bed. And if he or she doesn't have a bed, then you can sleep on their couch or sofa.
Okay. So here, were you right? Do you understand what it is about? So how does Couchsurfing work? Let's see. Now you are going to get in C. You will listen to the speaker give more details about Couchsurfing. Mark the sentences true or false. And then after this, I am going to give you more details just to make sure you understand what it is about, okay? Let's go.
5.9. Do you have to pay for the bed?
No, you don't. It's completely free. Couchsurfers usually take a small present for the host, or maybe they can help with the housework or make a meal. But you never pay any money.
How do you find these people?
Well, there is a website called Couchsurfing.org. First, you go there and create a profile. Then you search for the city you want to visit, and you look for people there who are offering a bed. When you find somebody, you send them an email, and then you can agree on the day or days that you want to stay. The website is free.
And do you have to offer a bed in your house?
No, not if you don't want to. You can just be a guest, or you can be a host and offer a room in your house. Or you can do both things. It's up to you.
Is couchsurfing safe?
Yes, it is. You have a lot of information on the website about the person you are going to stay with. Every time a person stays with a host, they write a report, either positive or negative, and you can read all these reports. Also, you can email the person before you go and ask any questions you want.
Does the host usually show you his or her city?
Well, it depends on the person. Some hosts take their guests to see some of the sites, but others don't. It depends when you visit, too. Some hosts take their guests out on the weekends, but are too busy during the week. But hosts usually recommend things to do, so you often see things that tourists don't usually see.
And can I couch surf all over the world?
Of course. In fact, you can visit 230 countries and more than 70,000 cities.
Wow. Okay. Now pause the video and write true or false. Okay, let's check your answers then. So here, in number 1, we have couch surfers usually pay their host a little money. This is false. In the couch surfers system, you don't need to pay anything. Okay, you don't pay anything, any money. It's for free. In number 2, you need to create a profile on the website. This is true. You need to create an account on Couchsurfing here. You need to have a profile before you can look for a house to go to. Okay? In number 3, when you find a person with a bed, you call them to agree on the days you want to stay. This is false. You don't need to call the person using your telephone. You just need to email them. Okay? Number 4, you have to offer other people a bed in your house or apartment. No, this is also false. You can just be a guest, or just be a host, or both of them. Okay, but it's not an obligation. You choose what you want. Number 5, couch surfing is safe because you can read what other travelers say about the host. This is true. Every time you you stay in a house, you need to write a report about your impressions on the house, on your experience. Okay, so you can email the person anytime you want, and it makes safer because you have a lot of information on the family. Number 6, the host always shows their guests their city. No, this is false. It truly depends on the host. Okay, some hosts have time to, others don't, but this is not like mandatory. Okay. Number 7, you can couch surf all over the world. Yeah, this is true. Many places around the world offer this kind of service, okay, for couch surfing. Alright? Ok, então, só para dar uma revisadinha aqui, o Couchsurfing é muito parecido com o projeto Mochilão, né, que a gente ouve falar, tá? É literalmente surfando no sofá. Você pode ir para qualquer lugar, né? Entra nesse website e procura lugares onde você, né, vai encontrar pessoas que estão disponibilizando suas casas para receber, né? Você não paga nada por isso, tá? Uma das refeições, assim, é realmente uma coisa de se a combinar, né, com as pessoas. Geralmente eles oferecem ou só o café da manhã ou o jantar. Eles podem te levar para passear, conhecer a cidade, como também não, depende da disponibilidade da pessoa, com certeza. E É um sistema barato e também seguro, né? Como a gente viu ali, é feito um report, né? Um tipo de um relatório toda vez que você fica na casa da pessoa. Então, eles acabam criando todo esse documentado para que você possa conhecer melhor as famílias, tá? Então, o Couchsurfing é uma das formas mais baratas de se viajar hoje em dia, tá? In letter D, would you like to go couchsurfing? Why or why not? Would you like to have a stranger stay in your house? Why or why not? So write down or say your opinion about that, okay? Let's move on now to grammar. Be going to talk about plans. Eria Gonzalez Liano, a teacher from Spain, is going to couch surf through all 50 states in the U.S. Cover the dialogue and listen to the interview. What are their plans? So at this first time, let's not look at the dialogue yet, okay? Listen and try to understand. The pieces of information you need to get from that is understand what are her plans. So Iria Gonzalez is going to the US to visit all the 50 states. What are her plans? Pay attention to this, okay?
5.10. Now we're going to talk to Iria Gonzalez Liano, a teacher. She wants to try couch surfing, and she's going to leave next week. Tell me about your plans, Iria.
I'm going to travel around the U.S. to all 50 states.
Wow, that's amazing. How long are you going to stay in each state?
I'm not sure, but I think maybe 3 nights in each state. Maybe more in big states like California and Texas.
Who are you going to stay with?
I'm going to stay with all kinds of people. I want to make new friends across the U.S.
Are you going to sleep on a couch?
Yes, I'm going to sleep on a lot of couches.
How are you going to travel?
I'm going to travel mostly by bus.
What are you going to do in each state?
I don't just want to see the typical tourist sites. I hope I'm going to do things that aren't in a guidebook.
Well, have a good trip and good luck.
Okay. So listen again if necessary. Did you understand her plans? Okay, let's check them out here. We are going to. Her plans are to travel to all 50 states in the US by bus and stay 3 nights or more in each place. She wants to do things that aren't in a guidebook. Ok? Guidebook são aqueles livros guia, né, de guia de turismo, tá? Guia turístico. Alright, now listen again, and this time you are going to fill in the blanks with a verb. Listen again. Okay, now let's check your answers. So here, in number 2, we have stay. In number 3, stay. Number 4, sleep. Number 5, travel. Number 6, travel. 7 and 8, do. Okay. Now, in letter C, look at the highlighted sentences in the dialogue. Then answer the questions. Let's check the highlights now. So here we have, I'm going to travel around the U.S. How long are you going to stay in each state? 3. Who are you going to stay with? How are you going to travel? I'm going to travel mostly by bus. These are the sentences here in the highlighted sentences. Now, what form is the verb after going to? So here, the verbs that you completed with here, what is the form of the verb that we use after going to? Here we have going to. The verbs are in the base form. Very good, in the base form. And two, do we use going to talk about the past, the present, or the future? Exactly. We use going to talk about the future. What I am going to do in the future. Now, let's go to grammar and learn some more details about be going to. Page 142. Let's listen to these examples. Please repeat.
5.11. I'm going to take a vacation next month. I'm not going to study English. Are you going to take a vacation too?
Okay, so here with going to, we are using it to talk about future plans. We often use future time expressions with going to as tomorrow, next week, next year. Ok, então vamos lá. O be going to nada mais é do que o futuro. Nós usamos o to be going to para falar sobre os nossos planos futuros, tá? Especialmente aqueles que eu pensei antes de falar sobre, tá? Então aqui nós formamos essa estrutura usando o verbo to be, que vai ser então aqui ó, am, is ou are, ok? Am, is ou are com o going to. Depois do going to, nós devemos usar um verbo principal. E este verbo sempre deve estar na sua forma base. Tá? Então, por exemplo, I'm going to take a vacation. Se fosse she, eu usaria she is going to take a vacation. Se fosse they are going to take a vacation. Tá? Então, sempre eu vou adaptar o verbo to be de acordo com o meu sujeito. Going to e então um verbo principal. Tá? Para se formar a negativa, basta colocar o not depois do verbo to be. Exatamente a mesma regrinha de se usar o verbo to be. I'm not, she's not, they aren't going to study. Tá? Are you going to take a vacation too? Aqui a pergunta é a mesma regra do verbo to be, é só inverter o verbo com o sujeito. Are you going to take a vacation too? E o question mark no final da pergunta, ok? Então aqui nós temos a forma completa e as abreviações. I am, I'm going to take a vacation next month. Lembrando que nós usamos as contractions mais na fala, né? Speaking. E a full form nós usamos mais na escrita, né? Na writing, tá? He, she, it is going to. Ou he's going to, she's going to, it's going to study English tonight. Negativa, então, só colocar o not depois do verbo to be, como eu já mencionei, ok? Aqui do ladinho nós temos também as questions, né? Are you, is he, is they, are they, is he going to study English tonight? Nas respostas curtinhas, a gente basta usar o verbo to be. Yes, I am. No, he isn't. They aren't. Oh, they're not, né? Tanto faz. Tá? Então, basicamente as regras do verb to be. Então, novamente, nós usamos com essas time expressions, né, expressões de tempo, que nem amanhã, tomorrow, next week, que é semana que vem, next year, que é o ano que vem, tá? Então, algumas expressões. Now, you are going to page 143. So, we can do these exercises. A. Complete the sentences with the correct form of be going to and the verb in parentheses. Então, use os verbos em parênteses junto com a forma correta do be going to. Let's go pause the video and answer the questions. Okay, now let's check your answers. We need a vacation. We're going to book a hotel near the beach. Tomorrow is Saturday. I'm going to stay in bed. 3. My sister wants to be a doctor. She's going to study medicine. 4. Laura and David are in love. They are going to get married. 5. Ian is busy. He's going to be late tonight. He's going to work late tonight. 6. Their house isn't very neat. Neat means organized and clean. Their house isn't very neat. They are going to do housework this afternoon. 7. It's raining. We are going to take an umbrella. 8. I have a problem at work. I'm going to speak with my boss. Okay? Great. So now, move on to letter B. Complete the sentences with be going to plus a verb in the box. Pause the video and do it. Okay, now let's check your answers. 1. I need to talk to my mom. I'm going to call her tonight. 2. There isn't any food. What are we going to eat? 3. My friend is sick. She's going to come to the party. 4. They don't have any money. They aren't going to buy any clothes. 5. The Yankees are playing the Red Sox. Are you going to watch the game? 6. Our friends are away. We aren't going to see them this week. 7. The children are tired. They're going to bed. They're going to go to bed. Let me just stress something here. Vamos só revisar uma coisinha aqui. Quando você tem aqui, ó, they're going to. Agora nós temos que usar o verbo que é o verbo go, correto? They're going to go to bed. Quando você usa going to junto com o verbo go, o go é opcional. Você pode usar ou pode omiti-lo por causa do going to, tá? They're going to bed. They're going to go to bed. Tanto faz. As duas formas estão corretas, ok? Alright, so now move back to page 78. Let's continue here. Now, number the future time expressions from 1 through 8. So now pause the video and number. For example, today, what comes next? Esse aqui, gente, você vai fazer o seguinte. Qual que é a time expression que vem na sequência? Tá? Então, depois de today, vai ser o quê? Maybe tonight, o mais próximo. Então tente ir na sequência. Hoje e o que vem depois, de forma sequencial. Pause the video and answer. Right? Now let's check your answers.
5.12. 1. Today. 2. Tonight. 3. Tomorrow morning. 4. Tomorrow afternoon. 5. Tomorrow night. 6. Next week. 7. Next month. 8. Next year.
Great. Okay. Something very important. When we use next, we don't use in the. Okay? For example, next week, semana que vem. Don't use in the. Only next. Next week. Never use in the next week. It's wrong. Ok? It's not correct. Jamais use in the antes de next, que é incorreto. Okay? Now, let's go to next page, pronunciation and speaking. Listen and repeat the highlighted phrases in 2B. Copy the rhythm. Okay, so the highlighted phrases in 2B. Aqui, ó. Eu vou tocar o áudio, você vai ouvir essas frases do highlight que estão highlighted, tá? Repeat.
5.13. I'm going to travel around the U.S. How long are you going to stay? Who are you going to stay with? How are you going to travel? I'm going to go mostly by bus.
Great. Now, we have another sentence here. I'm going to travel around the U.S. These are the words that we usually stress, okay? Going, going, travel, U.S. I'm going to travel around the U.S. Quando você está usando, então, aqui frases com going to, em formas afirmativas, ok? Nós devemos, então, ressaltar o going, o verbo e o complemento, que são as informações importantes na frase, ok? I'm going to travel around the U.S. Great. Now, let's go to communication. What are you going to do? Pages 105 and 110, you are going to interview a partner about his or her plans. Okay, so I will explain what you have to do. This is page 105. You are going to ask a person these questions. As a preparation, please write in your study book the correct form of the questions. What do tonight? So what is missing here? Exactly. What are you going to? What are you going to? Look, the verb is here. What are you going to do tonight? Do the same for all the following questions, and also do the same for the questions on page 110. Be ready to interview your friends. All right, now reading. Read Aria's blog about her couch surfing trip. Did she have a good time? So let's go to her blog. This is her blog. Let's read together. hmm I had fun couch surfing through the U.S. Every state had something interesting to see. In my opinion, the best state were New Mexico and Rhode Island. I love the desert and its pretty brown colors in New Mexico. I enjoyed the Spanish history there. In Rhode Island, I took a tour of some big, beautiful houses. North Dakota was my least favorite state because there wasn't much to do. I never had a bad experience while couch surfing. However, I always had a hotel address in case things didn't work out. I met all kinds of people, and I slept in all kinds of places, from comfortable beds to old couches. I only had one problem. Sometimes I arrived late at a host's house. Once it was because I forgot to change the time on my watch. Another time I got lost. Then one time I didn't have a cell phone, so I couldn't call my host and my host couldn't call me. Whenever that happened, I tried to stay calm. Couchsurfers and hosts are usually friendly and very understanding. The best thing about couchsurfing is seeing the world and meeting new people at the same time. I love that when I travel somewhere, I have friends to stay with. I'm always excited before meeting a host. And the worst thing about couch surfing, sometimes the couch you sleep on can be very surprising. And that's the real adventure. Okay? Read again, read out loud sitting in voz alta. It's important to hear your reading. It's important to pronounce, to be to not to be sure about words so you can look up for them. Okay? It's just fine. It's important for your growth. Now, answer. Do you think Iria had a good time? Yes, mostly right. Now, uh, you were going to read this blog again so that you can answer these questions by memory. Okay, from memory. 1. What color was the desert in New Mexico? Where were the big, beautiful houses? 3. Which state didn't have much to do? 4. What information did she have in case things didn't work out? 5. What was the problem she had? 6. How did she feel before meeting a host? Pause the video and answer. Look up for the question if you need to. Let's check your answers. The desert was brown. The big beautiful houses were in Rhode Island. North Dakota didn't have much to do. She had a hotel address in case things didn't work out. She sometimes arrived late at a host's house. She forgot to change the time on her watch. She got lost and once she didn't have a cell phone. She was always excited before meeting a host. Okay, fantastic. Now, let's work on these highlighted verb phrases. Check them. What do you think they mean? I took a tour. Things didn't work out. I met all kinds of people. I got lost. So look up these words in a dictionary if you don't know, okay? Let me know if you need help. Now, vocabulary and speaking. Vacation. Complete the vacation phrases using a verb from the list. So pause the video and answer. Let's check your answers. So here we have 1. Stay. Stay in a hotel with a friend for a week. 2. Show. Show somebody around your city. 3. See the sights. The sights are the touristic places in your city. 4. Go by train, bus, or plane. Go back home. 5. Have a good time. Have nice meals. Right? If you don't know what these expressions mean, please look up in a dictionary. Fantastic. Now in B, in pairs, plan a vacation. You are going to visit 3 cities on the same continent. Your vacation can be a maximum of 10 days. You should answer these questions. What cities are you going to visit? Where are you going to stay? How are you going to get there? How long are you going to stay in each city? What are you going to do in each place? Answer these questions. And remember, for making suggestions, you can use these expressions like, let's go to, why don't we go to, I prefer to go to, that's a good idea. All right, so get ready. Fantastic. Now you are going to practice. This practice we are going to do in our class online, okay? Online class. Change partners. Tell each other about your vacation. So now you are going to talk about your plans. Example: we're going to go to South America, to Buenos Aires, Rio, and Montevideo. We're going to couch surf because we don't have much money. So talk about your trip. Do you prefer your new partner's plan? Would you like to change partners and go with him or her? This you're going to decide during our class, okay? So make sure you have your plan all set, all prepared. Now we are going to page 115 and do some writing activity. You are going to learn how to write a formal email. And for that, you are going to make a reservation at a bed and breakfast kind of hotel, okay? Let's go. This is page 115. A. Read the advertisement and Marco's email. Complete the email with the words from the list. So here are the words you're going to complete his email with them. Before, first of all, let's read the article. The Bay House, bed and breakfast in Beth, Maine. Gary and Rebecca Brewster and their family welcome you to the 100-year-old home in a small town in Maine. 5 double bedrooms, 3 single, and a family suite. TV with TV and Wi-Fi. Wow, nice, right? Now pause the video and complete the email with these words here. Okay, let's check your answers now. So this is how you should complete your email. So here, this email is to the Bay House reservation from Marco Perez to the Bay House at bedbreakfastonline.net. So here, dear Mr. and Mrs. Brewster, I would like to make a reservation for a double room and a single room for 2 nights from June 24th to June 26th. We we hope to arrive by car at about 5 p.m. 5 o'clock in the afternoon on the 24th. Is there a place where we can park near your house? Could you please confirm the reservation? Sincerely, Marco Paris. This is the formal kind of email that you would write. Dear would mean prezado. Ok? Prezado Mr. and Mrs. Brewster. Aqui nós não vamos usar I want, eu quero, porque vai soar bem rude, tá? I would like to make a reservation, tá? Vejam que aqui menciona as datas, né? O horário que vai chegar. Ele pergunta se tem um lugar para estacionar, né? E também pede para confirmar a reserva. Note que para ser educado, nós podemos usar palavras como would you please confirm could you please confirm the reservation? Okay, fantastic. Now, B, look at the information box and then write a similar email to the Bay House Bed and Breakfast. Decide how many nights you want to stay and the kind of room you need. Ask an is there or are there questions. Então aqui você vai agora escrever um e-mail formal, tá? Você vai olhar as informações aqui embaixo nessa information box e vai escrever um e-mail similar a este do Marco. Lembre-se que você deve decidir quantas noites você quer ficar e também o tipo de quarto que você precisa, né? Se é de solteiro, de casal. E você vai fazer perguntas com is there ou are there, perguntando se há ou não há no local, né? No quarto, ok? Formal emails, example, to a hotel or bed and breakfast, a language school, né? Para lugares mais formais que você vai usar esse tipo de escrita, tá? Beginning, então o início, o que deve conter, né? O início. Dear Mr. or Mrs. or Miss with the last name, or dear sir or ma'am, madam, if you don't know the person's name. Nós vamos usar então Mr., Mrs. ou Miss com o sobrenome da pessoa se a gente souber. Mr. para homens casados ou solteiros, Mrs. para mulheres casadas e Miss para solteiras, tá? Junto com o sobrenome da pessoa. Use Sir ou Madam, né? Ó, Dear Sir or Dear Madam, no caso de você não saber o nome da pessoa, ok? Use comma, not a colon. Você vai usar vírgula e não colon, né? 2 pontos, tá? Dear Mr. Brown e não Dear Mr. Brown com 2 pontos, ó, vírgula, comma. Agora aqui, o que vem, né, no corpo, né, do seu e-mail? Don't use contractions. I would like to make a reservation and not I'd like to. É um e-mail formal, não deve usar abreviações. E para finalizar, to end, use a comma, sincerely, and your first name with a last name. Tá? Então no final você vai escrever sincerely, vírgula, e vai finalizar com a sua assinatura aqui, ó, o seu primeiro e último nome. Okay? That's great. Now, this is the end of this activity here. Now you're going to the workbook for more practice. Please go to the workbook to page 65. The first exercise, you are going to order the words to make sentences. Now, let's check your answers. Exercise B, complete the sentences. Use the corrective form of going to. Só usar o going to para essas frases, junto com os verbos em parênteses. And here are the answers. C. Complete the dialogue. Use the correct form of going to. Você vai usar o going to com os verbos em parênteses. Checando as respostas. Ok. Agora no próximo vocabulary, vacations, escreva as expressões na coluna correta. Por exemplo, go back home. E by train, qual que é o verbo que eu uso? Ok, pause o vídeo. Aqui estão então as respostas. B. Complete o texto com os verbos da letra A. Tá? Então aqui ó, você vai usar estes verbos aqui para completar aqui embaixo. Pause e responda. Ok, respostas. Ok, próxima página 66, pronunciation. Sentence stress. Listen and underline the stressed words.
File 10B. Pronunciation. A. 1.
How are you going to get there?
2. Where are you going to stay? 3.
We're going to stay for a week.
4. I'm going to see the sights. 5.
We aren't going to go by car.
6. I'm not going to stay in a hotel.
Okay, now listen again and repeat and copy the rhythm. Listen again, repeat, and try to focus on the stressed words. Now, here, these are the stressed words, okay? Listen again and focus on the rhythm. Now, listening. Listen to 4 speakers talking about their first experience couch surfing. How many people did not enjoy the experience? Este listening é para exercício A e o B. Listen again and match the speakers to the sentences, ok? Então, vamos lá.
File 10B. Listening. Speaker 1.
I had my first experience couch surfing in China. I wanted to spend a few days in a city called Guilin, so I made contact with a Chinese guy named Leo. Leo was the perfect host. He gave me a bed, he organized a dinner that other couch surfers came to, and he showed me around the city. I loved it, and I'd recommend it to anyone.
Speaker 2.
My first couch surfing experience did not go well. I was in Boston, in the state of Massachusetts in the U.S., and I found a college student who agreed to host me. First, he was late, and then he didn't stop talking about himself all night. In the end, I said I was tired and went to bed. The next morning, I left Boston and took the train to New York City, where my host was an older woman, and I had a much better time.
Speaker 3.
I'm Canadian, and my first couch surfing experience was in New Orleans in the state of Louisiana in the U.S. I wanted to do some research for a novel I'm writing, so I needed to meet as many people as possible. My sister told me about the website, so I decided to try it out. In the end, I stayed with someone different every night, and I got a lot of ideas for my book.
Speaker 4.
I was in Australia working when I found out about the Couchsurfing website. I wanted to travel around the country on weekends, but I didn't know anyone. A friend suggested looking at the Couchsurfing website, and I'm very happy that I did. I now have friends all over Australia, and some of them are going to visit me in the U.S. when I go back next month.
All right. Okay, so now listen again if necessary. If not, answers. In letter A, it's only one person. And in B, this is the answer. Okay. Now, moving on to 5, we have a reading activity. Read the text, answer the questions with A for Angela, J for Jay, S for Sophia, and T for Tomo. Here, read the text and answer the questions. Okay, let's check your answers. Fantastic. Remember, if you have any questions about vocabulary, check a dictionary. Useful words and phrases. Learn these words and phrases. Couch, roommate, a host, create a profile, recommend, things to do. Have a good trip. It's free. Things didn't work out. All right. Fantastic. So that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you and see you next class.